Hey guys, what is up? It's Wombat here, and today we're gonna be doing a review of Storm Spriggan, and I forgot what this is called. Well, let's get to the parts. And up first we have the Storm Spriggan layer. It's got a pretty aggressive design, kind of like the original Spriggan, but also like the original Spriggan, its teeth can't handle the aggressiveness of its design. It has it's kind of tough to see with this lighting, and I guess the way the layer's designed, but it has worse teeth than Chaos, than the mold one Chaos. It's pretty much impossible to use this without it self-bursting. So, yeah, it's not a very good layer. It's a great example of a layer that has a great shape but it's ruined by its teeth. So up next is the Knuckle disc. This is a great disc. Honestly, people like to use heavy for everything, but I think Knuckle is better than heavy in pretty much all aspects. Like, it has more stamina, it's harder to burst. It's generally better for KO attack than heavy is because it's got more outward weight distribution. Makes things a little faster. I guess, for example, when I use Victory Valkyrie Extreme, Knuckle works so much better for me than heavy does. I thought heavy was bad on that combo. As far as I know, Knuckle is probably, I think, the third least likely to burst disc in the game, behind Down and Armed. There might be another one, but it's I guess, one that's more burst resistant, but it's not useful enough that people have noticed it. Honestly, Knuckle, if you can have one disc to put on everything, before left spin came around, it would be Knuckle. Knuckle can go on anything, and pretty much it will work fine. It's a better heavy for the most part. I think the only thing heavy will beat it in is, I guess, KO defense, burst attack. Though Knuckle can be good for burst attack because it's unlikely to burst. But yes, Knuckle is definitely a great disc. It is pretty underrated, but I think it's honestly one of the best discs out there. I guess, yeah, the only thing, I guess another more recent thing that's keeping it from, I guess, nerfs it a little is it doesn't have the smooth edge like something like Spread does or Yell. So it's not going to fare too well against opposite spin because it doesn't have the life after death for when the Beyblade falls over. But aside from that, it's a great disc. And last but not least, we have this driver called Unite. So if it's kind of like CS from MFB, it's got the rubber flat with the plastic spike in the middle. You can kind of see how it sticks out there. But yeah, kind of like CS, it's top tier for KO defense, technically. But the thing is, no one ever uses KO defense because no one really uses KO attack because things like Drain Fafnir and there's the left and right spin. They make it so with weak launching, you pretty much lose the opposite spin direction with an attack type. So, that kind of makes traditional KO defense unusable right now, which is a shame because I have a really good KO defense combo with this. It's Gigant Gaia Gravity Unite. And generally the recommended way to use Unite is to wear down the rubber around the edges. You can do this by launching it in the 0G stadium actually, which will wear down the edges but not the center. So it'll just stay on that plastic point and be stationary. But there are some, I guess, variations of it where the rubber will extend out past the plastic tip, and it works kind of like an extreme with more stamina. So if you have that kind of unite, then you might want to consider using it for KO attack instead of like extreme, because it'll have a little more stamina than extreme. But it's not a bad driver. It definitely has its uses. It's just that its uses are not very useful in the metagame right now. Maybe one day when if Takara Tomy will ever make like a super good KO attack layer that can like beat Drain Fafnir through a weak launch consistently. Like, I don't even know. But something ridiculous, then Unite might be useful again. Yeah. So, overall, Storm Spriggan is... I don't know if it's a must-buy. How many other ways are there to get Knuckle? I know there's the... I think this is actually the best way to get Knuckle. Because, like, there's the prize Storm Spriggan, which is going to be hard to get. There is the 2 random booster, which is, like, Ragnarok, or yeah, Rising Ragnarok Knuckle Yielding. I guess Yielding's more useful than Unite, but, and Kaiser Kirbyus Knuckle Variable. Maybe like the Hasbro Spriggan S2 is a better way to get Knuckle, but I mean, I guess Unite is interesting enough that you'll probably want to pick one up in case attack ever does become good in the future. Though Hunter might actually be better in the long run. Bite is hard to get, but it's probably better than Unite for defense. I'd recommend getting this, or maybe the Hasbro Spriggan S2. Yeah, I would recommend getting Storm Spriggan if you're interested in Unite, because otherwise I would just get Rising Ragnarok from the random booster, because yielding is more useful in most cases. But I'd say it's an okay buy. It's not a must-have, but it's a decent alternative. So next up is Rising Ragnarok, and I will see you guys next time.